All right, everyone, whoever is out there, welcome. Happy Thursday, I believe it is today, yes. And welcome to another pop-up class. Hey out there, my name is Midnight, and I am here to do another little spontaneous workout with you. Today's not so much a workout as a nice chance for us to move our bodies, get into our joints, realign ourselves, and it's going to be just some stretching, some mobility work, some restorative work today in class, which is just as important as the really intense workouts that you may do or may not do. But restoring your body, kind of doing a gentler practice with yourself is really good, and we need to do that. Sometimes, especially if we're doing really hard, aggressive strength all the time, then we get really tight, we get kind of out of whack, we start feeling imbalances, and if we don't do this sort of restorative work right after or in conjunction with that, then it's just going to throw us off more and more. So we need both. So with that being said, today you're going to need a mat or something to lay down on, and then also have maybe a couch. You could also actually use a wall, but just something that has a little bit of height to it. It could be a couch, could be a chair. If you have like a foam roller, you could have a foam roller standing upright as well. Just something that's gonna have some height, so we can use that for some of the stuff we're gonna do. Modify whenever you need to, take breaks whenever you need to, although this mobility work and restorative work shouldn't be so much, it can be intense because we're getting into the joints, we're releasing lots of energy, but try and breathe through it. So other classes, other sessions, I'll tell you, take a break, stop whenever you want to. If it feels like you need to stop, maybe just back off. Don't completely come out of it, just back off a little bit, try and breathe into it. But see how that works for this practice today. All right. Okay, everyone. We're just gonna start sitting upright. Pull the belly button in. If you cannot sit up tall, grab onto a yoga block, a pillow, something. Just lift yourself up, or again, like you have a foam roller, just make sure you have your balance. I'll show it to you. Just the further up you're seated, then the easier usually is to go from this hunched position to this lengthened position. I have more space here in my legs, so I can really sit up tall. So wherever you need to go, sit yourself up tall, roll the shoulders back, take a moment, close your eyes, and just connect to that breath. Inhale, fill up the lungs, feel the ribs expand in the 360 direction. So not just the front, but also can they expand in the back and the sides. Exhale, can it draw everything in, tightening in like you have a tight corset that's being cinched. And inhale, expand through all spaces of the torso. Exhale, pull everything in. One more, inhale. Be a little bit gentler of a practice and more internal today as well. Exhale. Let your breathing just go to normal. Do a quick scan of the body. Start from the tip of your head, just scan down. Just noticing how the body feels. Just travel down your body from top of the head down through the shoulders, chest, the abs, into the hips, dripping down through the legs, all the way down to the tippy toes. Gently blink your eyes open. And start with a few neck tilts. Just side, up and side. Feeling a stretch in the neck, really working with our bodies. We're not straining. It may feel intense. We get into the joints. We work through stiffness, but we shouldn't strain. Nothing should ever feel forced. Roll the head back. As you roll back, lift up the head with the different than just letting the head collapse. Not as letting my head go back here and rolling around. That actually hurts my neck quite a bit. So imagine someone is lifting your head and they're pulling it back. It's like if you go get your hair done in a hair salon, and when they kind of pull your head to go back into the sink to wash it, it's that sort of feeling. Someone's pulling, lengthening your head back, lengthening it back. One more. Yeah, hold it over to the side. Send the other hand away and just rotate through that shoulder. Focus more on the palm up. It's kind of like go back, then really twist palm up. We get enough of that forward rotation in our shoulder, so we don't need to focus on that. Focus on the pull back, the twist back. That's more of usually what we need to add more of in our daily lives. Good. Hold here. Good. Roll it to the back. Reach up to the crown of the head. Over to the other side. Stretch the other way. Press back. Just kind of releasing it and then using my muscles to twist it back. Twist. Keep lengthening through this head. I feel a deep stretch to the side of my neck. I feel little maybe pops, crunches coming into that shoulder too. And nothing too painful, hopefully. It's working things out. Good. Bring the head back. Interlace the hands, boss pose. Open up the elbows, lift up through the heart. Maybe you don't get a very big stretch, especially this is our first boss pose of the day. So just focus on sitting up tall. Maybe there's not a lean back yet. Maybe it's just sitting up tall and pushing the elbows back behind. Just feel the length of the torso. Then bring the elbows and head down to one side, reaching through that top elbow, spiral, then spiral down. Just a little twist. Just kind of massaging through the joints. I feel a stretch in my upper back doing this, just getting out some of that tightness that I usually always accumulate sleeping. It's in that upper back. Bring it up over to the other side. We are using our core here. We're using our abs. Keep ourselves balanced. If it feels like too much, you can put your hand down. Let your hand help you stabilize. Drawing that belly button in. Oh, everything should just feel good. Ooey gooey today. Come all the way up. Good. Hands go down onto your knees. Start to roll the chest around. So we do these chest isolations a lot of times in the dance classes that I do, but they're really good. I said this yesterday. I just did a Dance It Out class last night, and a lot of dance classes begin, the warm-ups are very similar, circle other direction. And it's because it really gets into all the different joints, gets the blood flowing, helps mobilize all the different body parts we're about to use when we dance. So it's a really great warm-up to do just in everyday life. You don't have to do it before a dance class. You can do it before going to work, going out for a stroll, just when your body's feeling stiff, sitting at the computer. Good. Bring yourself back. Hold onto your knees and pull yourself back. Try and feel a stretch in between your shoulder blades, and I feel it in my upper back. I'm tucking my tailbone under, pressing back. I'm pulling on my knees, and my knees are pressing down to the ground, so that oppositional force. So feel a stretch in my collarbone here. Good. Then pull yourself forward, lift yourself up, lengthen through the spine. I'm trying to move my hair out of the way. So much hair now. But pull yourself back, round the spine, dig into the knees. You can kind of roll yourself side to side, go wherever feels good. Press the chest through, pull back on the knees, lift up the heart. It's like we're doing cat-cow. Again, pull back, round the spine, and massage through that spine wherever you need it. Come forward and lift up through the heart. Yeah, nice work. All right, we're getting into a little bit of arms, a little bit of shoulders. So come up to tall kneeling. Bring the arms in front, palms facing towards the midline. Reach the arms overhead as far as they can, keeping palms in towards the midline and the shoulders down. So try not to shrug the shoulders up. Once you've found that limit, hold there for a moment. So you can press a little bit further into it. Now rotate your hands, press back so you can allow that circle to continue. We're really carving to the deepest part of our rotation. Palms face in towards the midline, hold overhead, pull the belly in, hold, press a little bit harder, then rotate around. So really working through these arm circles. 2 more. Lifting up, I can feel the muscles in my shoulders working. Then I flip the palms and then I can rotate around. 1 more. Up. Surprisingly difficult. We're just doing an arm circle, right, that we don't usually think about. We go the other direction. Back, palms face in towards the midline again. Maybe they start to face up towards the ceiling. Hold. Keep the shoulders down, keep the chest lifted. Then rotate through, come all the way up and around. Again, press back, hold. Then lift it a little bit higher. Start to rotate those hands through. Oh wait, other way, through me. Up and around. Woo. 2 more, press back. I am making my muscles really work for this. Start to rotate the palms down, rotate all the way up and through. Last one, press back. Hold, rotate the hands up, around, and through. Yeah, down to a quadruped position. Some cat-cows, regular cat-cows, just working through. Now the spine is a little bit looser, hopefully. Hopefully you can just move through this, not vigorously, but smoothly. Go to a neutral spine. Hand goes behind the head. Lift the heart up, feel that rotation. Then bring the elbow towards the opposite knee. So I'm trying to cross under my body. My other arm bends, really curling in. And lifting back up again, reaching up, then curling back in. Now as you do this, try not to shift the hips. Keep the knees exactly where they are, so your knees aren't shifting. You're just working through that spine. Your range of motion is gonna look different. It'll probably feel different, one side than the other. So we're just working into all of those joints. Just trying to open up the space in between all the bones. Get all that fluid, all those juices flowing. Bring it back. Switch over to the other side. Hand behind the head. Spiral up. Press. Good. Come in. Try and reach towards the opposite knee. Maybe you get there. Maybe you don't. Spiral up. Dig into both knees. My knees definitely want to shift. My hips are trying to help the twist. I really just want to twist from the spine and open up the shoulder joint. So I don't want the hips to get involved. They just need to stabilize me. Couple more. Inhale up. Exhale, pull the belly in, press down. 1 more, inhale, lift. Press down. All right, grab onto whatever you have that has a little bit of height onto it. I'll show it here, I'll show it a couple different ways. Hands go on to that, whatever it is, your chair, whatever you have, and then push your tailbone back. You might have to kind of find where your sweet spot is. Try to lower your ears underneath your biceps. So my back is flat. I'm pressing my tailbone away and push my shoulders and my armpits down towards the floor. But round yourself up and lower down. Feeling a big opening in my shoulders. And this is very similar to that cat-cow. I'll show you what it looks like here. So lengthening out, rounding, and then lengthening back. When I round, the ears come above the biceps. Then I press the ears beyond the biceps, or I try to. You can also do this on a wall. Just set your hands on a wall and do it here. Lots of different options. Just try to open up the front of the shoulders. Good, come all the way up. Give yourself a little shakeout. All right, grab on to that couch, to that chair, to whatever it is. Hold on to it and then twist yourself away. Yeah, so I have one hand on, and I twist myself open and away. Bring myself down by scooting myself back, and I can kind of twist into it. So this is definitely where you need to find what works for your body. Yeah, it can be kind of awkward. I can also sit myself down for sure. I just feel a better stretch coming up at this angle. But yeah, you can sit yourself down. You can be here. You can also do this standing, hand up against a wall. You're just trying to open this up. Take the other hand and caress, massage into this muscle right here. So this muscle up here, we have our pec, right? Our pectoralis. It's our chest muscle. Two different parts. The one up here is the pec minor, and that is the muscle that rolls our shoulders forward. So this muscle gets really tight, get that forward hunching, rolled shoulder look. So we need to massage it and just open it back up again. Switch over to the other side. I'll show you what it looks like on a wall. Grabbing on, twisting yourself open. Again, you can lift the hips up. Kind of have to find wherever works best for you. You can also adjust where your hand is. Just breathe. The more you twist, the deeper you should feel that. And then use this hand to massage into it. And all this mobility work, stretching, flexibility. I know it's not like glamorous to do. You know, it doesn't feel like doing 100 burpees, which we don't ever really do that in my sessions anyway, but you know what I mean. But if we can just shift our perception, this is nourishing your body. Your body needs this. And also it's just the way we approach restorative practices, right? It's in the name. We're restoring our bodies. Every single movement practice we do should kind of have that perception. We're not like punishing our bodies. We're not forcing our bodies. We're restoring it. We're moving our bodies. Our bodies want to move. So all of it is in like a gentle encouragement. We're connecting. We're supporting our bodies all the time with movement. All right, give yourself a little shakeout. Now, put your hands onto that heightened, whatever, chair, whatever it is, and then bring your hands down. So palms face down, and then scoot yourselves away again, and then start to lower yourself down. If you have it in your mobility, try clasping your hands together and do that same thing. Bring yourself out, then sit yourself down. Really pulling the shoulder blades back, and then try to press the chest forward. So that's going to be that extra little goodness, is pushing the chest forward, lifting up through the heart. Breathing. All right, slow and controlled. Gently back out of it. Slide your hands down. Good, and let's do those shoulder circles again. So go up to tall kneeling again, why not? Just so it's exactly the same as before. Lifting the arms up, go as far as you can. Rotate, circle around. A couple more, and just see if it feels different. It's okay if it doesn't. Maybe one side does, the other side doesn't. Just again, connecting to our bodies, just seeing how it feels. Go the other way, press back, circle around. I mean, it should still feel effort, as in you're using your muscles and you're carving out the fullest range of motion you can. Maybe it feels a little bit less crunchy. Nice work. All right, starting to work into our hips, going to a 90-90. So we have one leg bent, both legs bent, but one leg in front, other leg to the side. This leg to the side, push it back behind you as much as you can, and then try and press this hip forward. So feel a stretch in this hip flexor, the front of this hip. If that does not feel accessible to you, grab a pillow or bolster or something and sit your butt up onto it, and then again, it just gives you more space to get that leg back behind. I feel a nice stretch right here. Then from there, bring yourself forward, feel a stretch in the outside of this front hip, then bring yourself back and feel a stretch in the front of this hip. Bring yourself forward, feel a stretch on the outside of the front hip. Bring yourself back, feel a stretch on the front of the back hip. Just kind of massaging again, gently flowing, smoothing out this movement, front and back. Hips, we hold so much in our hips, so much power in our hips, really. But energetically and muscularly, the hips is where it all gets stuck, because there's a lot of big muscles, there's a lot going on in our hips, so things can get stuck really easily, like a clogged pipe. So all of this work is going to help not just loosen things up physically, but also energetically. And one more, shift it back. All right, twist yourself up and over. So now you have more of a twist in the spine. Both hands go onto the side of the thigh of the quad and give yourself a little stretch. And I feel a stretch in my hip flexor, but now I also feel a rotation through the spine. Kind of ease yourself side to side. Yeah, come all the way up. We're going to do a little hip mobility exercise. I'm going to turn just so you can see. So I'm still in that same position, one leg forward, other leg back behind. My hands back behind me. Keep my feet where they are, lift the knees up, rotate around to the other side. Yeah, just doing that. Knees up and rotate. So I'm rotating through the hip joint. Give yourself that extra support of your hands back behind you if you need it. Or if you want to try, see if you can bring your chest upright a little bit more and do it without hands. This requires more mobility, more space in the joints. If you're not there today, or if your joints are like, I don't want to do that today, it's all right. We're all still working on opening up the hips. Just gotta find where your hips are saying it's their limit today. Last one, we'll hold it over to that second side. Hold it over here. Then this side knee, push it back as far as you can. Push this hip forward. So stretch into that hip flexor. Bring yourself down. You give yourself a gentle sway side to side. It just feels so good. Then bring it back. Hands go back behind me. And I just have to do a little swagging into this hip. Bring it forward. Massage into those joints. All the connective tissue. We got little muscles, tendons, ligaments. Come back. Fascia. All sorts of things going on. Connecting the muscles, connecting the bones. Come forward. And those are usually the things that go out of whack where we get injured. So we focus so much on strengthening our muscles, but then we kind of forget about all those other important elements in our body. Bring it back. And we need all of them to work together. We need all of them to be strong, to be flexible. Good. Twist yourself over that front leg. So I'm twisting all the way over. My hands are to the side. I'm going to lean into it. Feeling a stretch on the front of this hip and a rotation through my spine. And really unsticking that spine. Using my hands on the floor. Give me a little extra leverage. Maybe rotate a bit deeper. Breathing into it. Good. Coming back up. Good. Open up into a butterfly position. Feet together. Give yourself a little flap of the wings. All right. Hands go onto your knees. Sit up tall. Rotate through the spine. Look over that shoulder. Using one hand on my knee to push, the other hand on the top of my thigh to push. Good. Come center and switch other way. We do lots of rotations for restorative movement. One, because it's so good for our spine. We need to rotate, and we don't get enough rotation usually. But also it's good for our internal organs. Our organs, if you imagine them like sponges, we wring them out so they can wring out all of the blood that has waste products and all the things that need to be flushed out of the organs. And then when they expand back, they expand with new, fresh, clean blood, which is so good for us, good for our digestion. Good. Hold over to one side. Take your hand and push the knee away. The other hand goes onto the floor, and I reach my heart over that knee and try to lengthen through the crown of the head. Now feeling a stretch on my hip and the side of my back as well. Pressing the knee away, reaching to the crown of the head. If you want to, you can start to round and press the knee, or press the nose towards the knee. And get all this hair out of my face. Feeling a deeper stretch into the side of the spine, the side of the back. Good, come up, switch over to the other side. Rotate, press the knee away, lengthen straight spine first. Good, pushing that leg away, reaching to the crown of the head, drawing the belly in. Like I'm peering up and over my knee, like there's a cliff and I'm peering over. Then I can round the spine, start to sink the nose towards the knee. So pushing away and reaching through the top of my head. Oh, that feels so good. I don't know about you. This is definitely one of my sticky spots, so this feels amazing. I'm gonna come all the way up. All right, getting into our legs a little bit, a little stretching out. Gonna get into our feet, and then we'll call it good. Not gonna go too crazy, too long with this one. Legs out to a nice straddle position. Flex the feet. This out of the way. And just give yourself a little sway side to side. If you need to, take your hands and pull your butt meat, your cheeks, up and out so you can really sit down on your sit bones. Butt meat, is that a technical term? Hands go down the middle. You just sort of sway yourself side to side, sort of bring yourself down. However far down you can go. Again, you want a straight spine. So your tailbone is pressing back, heart is shining forward. When we're doing these little sways, it's nothing too crazy, so you don't have to go very fast. In fact, I should probably slow down. Just easing into it, maybe coming down a little bit lower, breathe. Breathing into everything. Yeah, bring it back up slowly. Hand goes down, or forearm goes down inside the other knee. Arm reaches up towards the ceiling, reach it up and over, spiral the heart up towards the sky, and then arm circles around. Again, those big carving of the arm circles. So reaching up, carving up and around. You're not just swinging your arm through, you're really intentional with it. Circle other direction. Up, back, and then flip around. Yeah. One more. Bring yourself all the way up. Use your hand if you need to. Give yourself a little shake out over to the other side. Forearm or hand down inside of the leg. Other arm reaches up, stretch up and over. Spiral the heart up towards the ceiling. And then circle that top arm around. Keep the legs active here. Don't let them soften. We're stretching into the hamstring, maybe the calf as well. Still opening up the hips. Circle other way, pressing back, rotate up and around. Back and rotate. One more. Rotate around. Yeah, good, nice work. Come all the way up. Bring your feet in front of you. Tuck one knee in, the half hero pose. Again, if this does not feel comfortable, you can boost yourself up on a pillow, on something, get a little bit taller, just so you have more space. Otherwise, you have that knee tucked in, heel tucked in. Good. Deep inhale up. Exhale, see if you can lean forward. A little gentle lean. You're going to come over to the side. Bring it back behind and rotate back. Tuck the pelvis under. There's a big stretch on the front of the thigh here. Again, you can have sway side to side. The more I tuck my pelvis under, like I have a tail and I'm tucking between my legs, the deeper stretch I feel. Come here so you can kind of see what that looks like. So I'm really tucking underneath. Good, come all the way up. Unfold that leg, reach, tilt over to the side, and switch other way. But first, see if you can just sit up tall. Find that posture. Maybe hinge yourself forward. Then bring yourself out to the side. Walk yourself back. Line yourself up. Tuck the pelvis under. Again, give that gentle sway. If you want to go all the way down your back, you can. Come all the way down here. Make sure you keep tucking the pelvis under. And if it ever feels like too much on your knee, back off. This is one place where you can strain your knee. So you don't want to overstretch things. Again, we want to be gentle with it. It should just feel good. Bring yourself all the way up. Undo that leg and lay yourself all the way down. Okay. T-spine rotation. Take one knee, bring it in towards the chest, and let it fall over to one side. Stack the hips and go ahead and lay your body on this side. Stack the shoulders. Hands come together like alligator arms. Open up that arm, reach back behind you, and bring it back in. That's all. There's nothing too crazy, but rotating the spine is so good for us. Now, if this knee is moving, keep the knee pressing down the ground. Maybe put this hand on the knee to hold it still. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it. Just hold. Breathe. Try and open up through the front of the shoulder. And bring it back. Bend both knees. Sleeper stretch. The bottom arm is going to bend. Take your top hand and then gently push it down. Shoulder is pressing down into the floor. Be gentle here. Do not push too hard. You're going to feel it though, where you're like, nope, okay, yep, that's where I need to go. I can't go any further. Don't want to break your arm or anything. You're stretching into that rotation of the arm. Breathe. Bring it back up. Give yourself a breath. Then sink back down. Here, I do have my head up. That's going to be a little uncomfortable head, so if you have a pillow, you can set it underneath. Otherwise, we won't be here for too much longer. Come all the way up. Last one. Press down. Maybe do a little threading of the arm front and back. In those different nooks and crannies. All right. Bring yourself all the way up. Before we hit that second side, tuck your toes under. Just sit back onto your heels. Give yourself a little foot stretch here. Just hold this. Try and sit up tall. Now, depending on your feet, this may feel comfy or it may feel crazy, painful, or like intense. So if you need to, you can come out of this one. See if you can breathe into it, or maybe just shift your weight forward. Now, the more forward you are, the less intense it is. The more your weight is right on top, the more intense. But it's really opening up the feet, doing that flexion of the toes. It's so good for us to get in to those feet and those toes and ankles. But shift yourself back now onto your heels and see if you can reach forward. Big stretch into those Achilles, big stretch into the lower soleus. If the heels are still up, that's okay. Just try and press the heels down to the ground and lean yourself forward. You feel a nice stretch in the back of the calf and into the ankle. It may feel kind of intense, but bring it down, shift it back into your heels up position. Then see, maybe with no hands, can you shift it back into that heels down position? Can you, with no hands, shift it knees down, heels up? No hands, heels down, knees up. 2 more. Find for that balance. Last one. Good. So all the way down, and we'll switch over to that other side. Laying down, other knee comes into the chest. T-spine rotation. Stack the shoulders, hands together. Open up the arms. Keep that knee down on the ground. I felt a little pop there, and come back forward. Lengthen back. Draw it back in. Breathing into it. Oh, it should feel nice. Hopefully you feel relaxed. Feel at ease. Hold this one. If you need to, you can put your hand onto the knee. Just help it stay down. This is your time. being kind to yourself, kind to your body. It's going to work with you much better if you work with it that way. Bring it back forward. Bend your knee, sleeper stretch. Bend your bottom arm. Top hand goes on and gently press it down. Okay, you can keep your head up. Or if it feels comfortable, you can rest the head down. You won't be here for too much longer. Or you can give yourself a little pillow. Just breathing into it. Bring it up. Now, if you're not feeling the stretch or if it feels uncomfortable, you can shift the angle. Maybe that shoulder needs to be a different angle. Maybe the hand needs to come in or out at a different angle. And everyone's bodies are different, so you're just going to have to find what works best for you. One more, pressing down. Giving yourself a little gentle threading, sway side to side of that wrist. Yeah. Good. All the way up. Come all the way up. One more thing for our feet. One more thing for our legs, and then we'll be good to go. So now, tuck the toes under. Now we have the top of the toes pressing down onto the mat. Just one at a time. And sit yourself back. So I'm really trying to get a straight line from my toe knuckles up through my knee if I can. This is an intense stretch though, so be more forward if you need to, and just slowly bring yourself back as you can. And stretching out the top of the foot. This is a stretch that ballerinas do a lot to get that nice pointed toe. We can actually increase the arch of our foot if we work the muscles in our arch and if we stretch out the top. But it's intense. Breathe. Back off if you need to. Make sure the ankle's not rolling open. Bring it up. Hop. Yourself a little shakeout. Switch over to the other side. Tuck the toes. Shift your weight back. Again, really good to get into our feet. Get into our toes. Our toe knuckles. When's the last time you stretched out your toe knuckles? So we need to work all the joints of our body, especially our feet, who keep us working or keep us walking and upright. Even if we are sitting all the time, feet are still very important. Breathe. Oh yeah, this foot feels a little tighter than the other. You can also shift. Maybe the toes are a little bit more further in front or further back. All right, gang. All right. Ooh, gently come out. Yeah, wiggle those toes. Ooh. All right, we worked head all the way down to the tippy toes. I just want to do one last thing for us. Since we have our chair or we have our wall or whatever we have, we're going to do a quad stretch. So bring yourself into a quadruped position and tuck one knee and place your foot up onto that couch, up onto the wall, up onto whatever, your chair, whatever you got. Step the other foot forward, big step. And now bring yourself up slowly, tuck the pelvis under. You should feel a big stretch in the front of this quad. If you need more, just back your butt up to the heel, tuck the pelvis under deeper, or you can get that knee in closer as well. And the more up and down the knee is, the more up and down from the knee to the hip is, the deeper stretch you should feel. You can kind of lean back. Adding on to this stretch, same hand as the leg that's bent back behind you reaches up towards the ceiling, lateral side bend. Reach over, but big length through the spine. Bring it all the way up. Hand goes down onto the front knee, spiral, rotate, twist. Bring it back center. Yeah. Hands come down, straighten the legs. You can do that straight. Yes. Give yourself a little stretch down this way. You can keep that toe back on, or if you're feeling extra, maybe lift it up into a standing split. Bring it down, switch over to the other side. All right, different ways to get into it. You can come from here, or you can come from quadruped. Bring the toe on, knee down, step the other foot front, lift yourself up. You can also do this against a wall. If you need extra cushioning under your knee, grab a towel, grab a pillow. Then the closer the knee is, the closer the butt is to that wall, The more up and down from the knee to the hip. Deeper the stretch. Tuck your pelvis under. Square the hips. Opening up the front of the hip. Hip flexors. These muscles right here get so tight with all the sitting we do. Need to stretch them out. Plus, we're getting rotation and side bending in. Same hand as the leg that's back reaches up and stretches over. So it's a nice full body working here. Overhead reach. Bring that top hand down onto the front leg. Rotate. Reach back. Ooh, find that balance. Side is not as balanced as the other side. That's okay. Bring it back center. Hands come down. Press into that front leg. Stand yourself up. Either stay here, try and get the nose down, or can you lift that top leg up? Go into a little standing split action. Good. Bring your feet together. Give yourself a few just bounces right here. Shake it out. Shake your head yes or no. Curl yourself up about halfway, and then do the same thing. Little bounces. It's a different part of your spine. Shake it out. You curl up a little bit higher. Little bounces right here. And just shaking it out. Gonna come all the way up. Stack the head onto the spine. Boss pose again. Feet together. Cross behind the head. Reach up to the heart. And see if it feels any different. Granted, we are standing now. Also just see, maybe the spine feels a little lighter, a little longer. Come up, side bend, reach one elbow down, spiral the other elbow up towards the ceiling. Maybe not, that's okay too. Come up, stretch over the other side. See how your body is feeling. How are you standing? Are you standing up a little bit straighter? Does your body feel a little bit lighter? Hopefully at the very least it feels just kind of warmer, more ready to go, ready to move, ready for the rest of your day. Good, relax it all the way down. Deep inhale, arms go overhead, fill up the lungs. Exhale, bend the knees, come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend down. Inhale, reach up. Cactus the arms, open through the heart like we're doing the boss pose, but push those elbows back in goalpost. Arms come all the way overhead. Close the eyes, relax the arms down by the side. Just feel the length. Squeeze the glutes, inner thighs. 2 deep inhales. Inhale the lungs, chest expanding, back expanding. Exhale, courses everything in. 1 more inhale, rounding down through the heels. Exhale. Blink the eyes open. Bring the hands together. Rub those hands together. Gratitude, thanks, appreciation to your body, to yourselves for showing up today. We'll shake out, fluff that aura, up top, in the middle, down low, lift it up, and let it pour down. Nice work, everyone. Thank you so much for joining for this one. A nice, just kind of gentle getting into things. Maybe do like a little body scan too, from head to toe, and just seeing if there's any differences, seeing how you feel. Again, no pressure. Maybe it doesn't feel any different. Maybe that little creak or that stiffness didn't go away. That's okay too. You know, it's all work in progress. We're all just works in progress all the time. But give yourself some gratitude for trying it out, being kind to yourselves, being gentle with yourselves, working with yourselves, nourishing, renewing our bodies, our flow, our energy. And approaching this movement and this practice and in a positive and nurturing manner, not in any other motivation, but to be good to ourselves. Have a great rest of your day, whatever you end up doing. I will be back here tomorrow, Friday, for another pop-up class. And then Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we'll be doing a live class. Our Patreon members get to vote on that. And so far, what's ahead is a full body workout. So just doing compound movements like squats, lunges, push-ups, things like that. That's going to get a full body workout. So looks like that's what's going to happen on Saturday, but there's still some time. If you want to vote, check out our Patreon. All of the information plus our donation information will be up on the screen at the end of this class. Thanks everyone. Again, my name's Midnight. Enjoyed moving with you. Have a good rest of your day. Hope to move with you next time. Awesome work. Go forth renewed and realigned.